It's a major escalation in West Asia. For yet another day in a row, Iran and the United States have exchanged fire. It's a dangerous new phase. But is this going to become the new normal for West Asia? As far as Donald Trump is concerned, it's been a new day and a seemingly old threat. He has once again threatened to strike Iran's bridges and power plants next week if Iran does not return to talks. In fact, in a Fox News interview, Trump was asked if he believes that the Iranians are serious about making a deal. You know what he said? According to him, they have no choice. That's what Trump reportedly said. But is that really the case? As of now, Iran continues to up the ante, both through high-voltage attacks as well as sharpened rhetoric. In fact, Iran has been reportedly turning mobile phones into tracking weapons, allegedly hunting U.S. troops through their phones. Here's how. According to a report in the Financial Times, as per telecom data, cybersecurity experts, officials familiar with the matter, U.S. military personnel and contractors in the region were allegedly targeted through a coordinated phone tracking campaign before and during the conflict. Let's just break it down for you. What the report says, they appear to have been exploiting weaknesses in mobile phones' roaming systems using something which is called SS7 pings. SS7 pings. They could have been used as a tool. What exactly are they? They can basically reveal the approximate location of phones connected to foreign networks. Investigators also believe that commercially available smartphone advertising data may have been used to identify the locations of certain devices. The immediate question has been, who exactly is being suspected of carrying this out? Reportedly, officials in Gulf countries suspected Iran or groups allied with it. The tracking attempts reportedly began in the period leading up to the U.S.-Israeli military operation against Iran in late February and continued reportedly during the early days of the war when Iran launched missile and drone attacks against the U.S. forces and military sites across the region. Experts reportedly have said it's too early to directly connect the surveillance to individual missile or drone strikes. But they also noted that military targeting typically relies on multiple intelligence sources, not just digital location data as such. And the U.S. Central Command also reportedly said it had received several threat reports about adversaries exploiting commercial location data, but added that it took extensive protective measures. A U.S. official reportedly said claims that phone tracking played a significant role in the attacks were, quote-unquote, a departure from the facts. But here's the thing. A 2024 Pentagon Inspector General review reportedly had already found that the military had not fully addressed smartphone-related vulnerabilities. In fact, former intelligence officials also said smartphones generate large amounts of location and usage data that can possibly reveal a person's movements, even if the phone itself is never hacked, especially when personnel carry personal devices alongside secure government phones. Meanwhile, the region continues to witness high-intensity attacks. Iran's Revolutionary Guards earlier said they struck facilities used by the U.S. Fifth Fleet in Bahrain. According to state television, after the U.S. strikes on Iranian territory, Iran in fact struck a critical facility in Kuwait on Wednesday itself, causing multiple massive explosions and starting a fire. Eyewitness video released earlier showed the moment a drone hit a warehouse in a port town in Kuwait. Iran has also threatened to halt all Mideast energy exports after the U.S. blockade. It's a major implication. And with drone striking Jordan and other parts in the region, the attacks have continued along with sharpened rhetoric for a fifth day in a row. That's what the region has been witnessing. And as far as Donald Trump is concerned, like we said, it's been another day and a seemingly old threat. He had earlier warned and threatened that he could strike Iran's bridges and power plants next week if Iran does not return to talks. But what really is Trump's strategy? Remember, Trump earlier reversed a threat of a 20% fee on all Strait of Hormuz cargo shipping, but resumed blockading Iranian ports. In fact, America has threatened to reopen the strait by force. But then here's the thing. Is that even possible? Experts reportedly have assessed and pointed out that it will require a much bigger armada, if not tens of thousands of American troops on Iranian soil. If there is one thing that Trump seems to have excelled in, it is the art of taking U-turns, a series of them. After threatening to intensify attacks against Iran, will he make yet another U-turn is the question, or is this going to be yet another endless conflict for the United States? What really is the US president's strategy? And what will Iran's next move be? The region remains on tenterhooks, and the global economy at this point cannot afford more uncertainty. In Spain, meanwhile, fans are celebrating following that victory over France. All eyes now are on the finals, of course. Who would win between Argentina and England to take on the Spanish team is the big question. But football has also produced an unlikely geopolitical moment. As the FIFA World Cup enters its climax in the US, one of Washington's biggest adversaries, Iran, has picked its favorite. And it's not just about football. It's about politics, diplomacy, and a message to the world. Take a look.
90 minutes, one football match. But behind every pass and every goal lies a much bigger story. First, let's talk about the beautiful game. Spain ended France's dream of a third World Cup triumph, taming their star-studded attack in a 2-0 victory to reach the final.
Spain is in the final, and I think we're going to win it because this was an early final. Let the English or the Argentinians get ready, because here we go. This is crazy. Here we go.
Well, I think yesterday we gave a masterclass. It was a great match for me. Spain in the World Cup has gone from weaker to strong since the match against Cape Verde. I think mentally for the team it was a turning point.
Now, as all eyes are on Sunday's final, and interestingly, Iran has publicly backed Spain, not just for its football, but for what it called Spain's principled stand during one of West Asia's most turbulent moments. In a post on social media, Iran congratulated Spain, saying it had chosen the right side of history. It was a remarkable moment. A World Cup fixture became the backdrop for a diplomatic signal. The message did not emerge from nowhere. Spain has repeatedly questioned military escalation in West Asia and has resisted pressure to endorse American strikes on Iran. Even Pope Leo recently commended Spain's commitment to peace, dialogue and international solidarity. But Madrid's stance hasn't pleased Washington. US President Donald Trump has ordered a complete freeze on all American trade with Spain, openly branding them a terrible partner in NATO.
I didn't speak to Spain. Spain is a wasted cause. We don't want to do any trade business with Spain anymore, by the way. I'd like you to cut it off. Spain is a terrible partner in NATO. They don't participate, they don't pay. I don't want anything to do with Spain.
But come Sunday, Donald Trump could be handing the World Cup winners' trophy to none other than Spain. Going back to football, Iran's own World Cup run makes this moment even sharper. Their national side arrived in the US facing restrictions no other team endured. A base camp shifted at the last minute to Mexico. Staff denied visas, players competing while their country was still under attack back home. The Iranians left the pitch in Los Angeles with a handwritten note thanking their hosts, reminding them of the children killed in an American airstrike on a school back home. That backdrop makes Tehran's cheer for Spain more than just sport. It is solidarity aimed at a country willing to say no to Washington, sent by a nation that knows exactly what saying no can cost. Football was supposed to be a neutral ground. This World Cup keeps proving otherwise. Your report beyond World is One.
Time now to get you one of the most powerful images of the day. At a time when Europe is gripped by a heat wave, Greenpeace Italy made a rather unique intervention. It placed 3 ice sculptures in front of the Colosseum in Rome to highlight the impact and send out a message about climate change on workers' health.